Well, in looking at maternal things, one of the first things that I learned in general animal science course, and it's still true today, is fertility and longevity are the two most important things to make a rancher money. It's taken us a long time to gather enough data as a breed and as an industry to begin to determine some of those things. And so from a fertility standpoint, heifer pregnancy is our best EPD to help us down that road. So we spend a lot of time looking at heifer pregnancy. From a longevity standpoint, we're looking at a number of traits that feed into the longevity piece. Of course, heifer pregnancy is a piece of that. Calving ease would be a piece of that. Milk, certainly, as we look at when we start to get into semi-arid and arid environments, and really any environment where you're trying to control feed resources, you don't want huge milk production in a cow because you're spending all your resources trying to produce lactation. Mature weight would be a big component in that as we look at trying to keep cows moderate and moderated. And this year we actually introduced a maternal index in the Angus breed, and so we put all of those things together and look at those traits that are going to produce a mama cow. We look at feet and legs, all of those things that feed into that index to help us produce a cow that we know can work in an environment and is not just going to require carrying feed to her all the time. Well, terminal traits are just that. They're for cattle that you're going to end up on somebody's plate. And terminal traits are predominantly growth traits and carcass traits. So you look at those cattle that can grow in a feed yard, do it efficiently, and we've spent a number of years developing our own feed efficiency index where we know those cattle that have the cheapest cost of gains, and you think that might not be a big deal, but we've found that just within Angus cattle, there can be as much as 30 to 40 cent cost of gain difference across those bulls, and if you're putting 700 pounds on one in a feed yard, that's $300 to $400 a head that can be a difference in the feed yard. And then carcass traits, we know there's been a lot of concentration on carcass traits. The industry has improved carcass grading and so forth, and we've concentrated on that as well as being able to have marbling and ribeye size, and those cattle that are going to dress well and yield well in a plant. All of that goes together to make an animal that is headed for a terminal market. We're different because we're not just in an arms race to see who can get the highest dollar B or highest dollar C. We're out here trying to get cattle that cover all facets of the business. We look at every tool that we have, every EPD. We try to find balance and performance in all of those things that don't cost more than it's effective. And that's a real key, watching that we don't get cattle too big from a mature weight standpoint, that they don't produce more milk than we can feed to get them bred back. We still stick to the principles of if she's open or doesn't bring in a calf, she's gone. Those traits are really important to us because that's how our customers make money in the cattle business.